Stay a while and listen.
Comparatively speaking to the Macho Man Randy Savage, you are nothing but garbage, yeah. Should I jump off the tallest building in the world?
You must construct additional pylons.
Let none survive.
The innocent shall suffer, big time.
It's not hot!
Welcome
to the Agony of Positivity Podcast, or AOP, or
yes,
whatever we're calling ourselves now.
We are now going to call ourselves the Agony of Positivity, but for email or anything like that,
yes.
It's the AOP Podcast.
Agreed, yeah. Okay.
One, I hate spelling the word positivity.
Yeah.
It is really hard to spell constantly. I don't know if you ran into that issue.
I have. I mean, I'm constantly double checking, like, positivity.
Yeah, I'm phonetically spelling it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
All right, so hopefully, and if anyone finds it, they're not running into the same issues. There's some other account that has positivity misspelled that has gotten all of our emails.
Yeah, sure.
That's why it hasn't come through.
Sure.
The website will still be agonyofpositivity.com, but you can just go there and it'll send stuff. I have to update that later.
So this is a new format. Would you like to just give a quick little rundown of what's going on? So we're like, what in the world? What is going on?
Right. So what we were doing, and we talked about this on the last show, but we'll talk about it here up front real quick.
Yeah.
Basically, we have spent the first year, give or take, we'll call it season 1, just talking about stuff we didn't like, trying to find positive and stuff. And then towards the tail end of the year, we just started talking about random crap, basically. Still trying to be like positive about things or things that entertained us.
Yeah.
We do tend to gravitate towards wrestling or video games.
Sure.
Or like movie, TV show, that like entertainment type stuff.
Yeah.
We gravitate towards that. I'm out of things that I really hate or bring me agony to try to flip over for the positivity.
Yeah.
So that well's drying up. Unfortunately. And good but bad. So now we're going to try to do something that it seems like we just wanted to do, but didn't really do because we were trying the other thing.
Sure.
I imagine there'll still be positive spins on stuff.
Oh, there's a lot of agony in watching wrestling, movies, playing video games.
We have systematically picked two of the fan bases, if you could say, from gaming and wrestling.
Yeah.
There are a minority that are incredibly vocal and opinionated.
Yes.
So it is only a matter of time before we rile up a hornet's nest, I imagine.
Which is fun.
Right, well, we'll see how that goes.
Yes.
Maybe they will break us and make us cry.
Yeah.
We'll have to do like the cutting thing they do, like where you read mean comments about yourself.
Sure.
So maybe we can get to there. So
starting the wrestling portion of
we can
segment, or
we're just going to jump into it.
We
don't have bumpers yet.
Yeah.
Like we have bumpers from the old show.
Yeah.
But I don't know what to use for this, so we'll figure that out as we go.
That's right.
But so this is almost like a pilot.
Yes.
So everybody be prepared. Also, just if you're looking for WWE, Ring of Honor, New Japan, NWA Power, Wrestle Circus, I don't think that's around anymore. That was the one on Twitch.
Yeah.
Basically all the other stuff. Not a lot of coverage this week. Who knows going forward? Primarily AEW. We've both been pretty excited about that.
Like New Japan, I may watch it when Chris Jericho and Moxley, if he ever goes back over there.
Right. Well, I try to watch a lot of the stuff. I watch very little WWE right now.
Yes.
I don't like it. I'm not angry at it. I'm not like, I'm going to cancel the network. I'm going to complain about it. But
I've never been a WWE guy anyway. I was always a WCW person.
That's like being a Browns fan.
But, I mean, so being a guy I liked WWF back in the 80s.
Right.
I think when they went to WWE, I don't know.
When they got the F out, so to say.
I guess. I don't know.
But we both seem to be pretty into the AEW. Now, some of that is they haven't disappointed us. I think that's one of the things that comes up a lot of people for WWE is you see the storylines and the payoff or the ending. You're just like, kind of like that. Or you see the people come up from NXT.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this guy's awesome. No, he's not doing anything. Yeah. And it's kind of frustrating. So I think there's a loss of goodwill, so to say.
Sure.
Whereas AEW, like we'll talk about Darby Allin here in a few minutes, like I didn't know who that guy was. Like, I had seen the one match he had against Moxley that was recorded on some dude's phone.
Sure.
Where they did, like, the handcuff spot that him and Jericho did later. Mm-hmm. So I assume that's a Darby Allin idea.
Sure.
And that was one of his things, I don't know. But seeing him, it's like, okay, I'm into this guy. They've done almost nothing, but they've built him up.
Sure.
And I'm optimistic that they will continue to do so. I'm not expecting him to come out and lose to the female librarian, Leva Bates, immediately.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's going to happen next week. So, but all right. So, not going to really mention Full Gear. We watched it.
Yeah.
We were entertained.
I was entertained. Yeah.
The hardcore or the unsanctioned match was very long, and I know people hated it. I was okay with it. It's a different flavor.
Yeah, I mean, some people are just squeamish, I think.
Well, and I think some people are like, oh, this is just ridiculous. But I was interested in seeing Omega do that style of match, and he was right into it. So.
I mean, when people say this is just ridiculous, I mean, okay. I mean, there's so much ridiculous in wrestling. Yeah. I mean, where does your, like, no, I don't.
Well, like WWE, they had the Hell in the Cell match with The Fiend and Seth, where it's like, this is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
This match with Moxley and Omega, very similar in some ways, but I'm okay with, like, again, they have my goodwill at this point in time. So I can handle it. The story made sense to me.
Yeah.
Now, for Uncomfortable, the Dustin Cody match, like, that was, like,
an
awful, like, that was more, I hope he doesn't pass out legitimately kind of situation. So, all right, so we're going to talk about this week's AEW Dynamite from 11/13.
So, what would you think about it before we dive into it?
Overall, I was good. I don't fall. This is going to come up in the notes here later. I don't fall asleep watching Dynamite.
Okay.
So I also make it a point to focus on it. It's still new, though. I mean, there was a time that, like, WWE had storylines that, you know, I was like, all right, I'm into this. Like, Shield stuff, early Shield stuff, like CM Punk stuff, all that. So, what do you think?
I didn't hate it, but I didn't really enjoy it that much. I mean, I just thought it was all right.
Yeah, well, it was just a show.
It was nothing special about it.
It seemed like it was more of a setup show for going forward.
Sure.
For sure.
I can see that,
But so it opens up with where you had, like, Omega going to the trainer with the black eye.
That was cool.
Getting checked out, where it was something that I was interested in seeing how they were going to do this kind of stuff, like for follow-up. So they're not clearing Omega, but Omega's actually asking about how Moxley is.
Yeah,
like, he wants to know, did I hurt him as bad as he hurt me kind of thing is how I took that.
Yeah, because it's still hurting. And then the character is still fascinated with, you know.
Yeah, he has an obsession or whatever it is between them. And I just liked it that I need to know, like, how did he handle it? Like, he's used to it. Did I give him a beating?
Yeah.
And then he found out that he was cleared, but Omega wasn't, and he had a little bit of disappointment, it looked like. So I liked that from a subtlety standpoint. You had Nakazawa and Rio hanging out in the room, which led to the Moxley... it's hard for me to say his name because I want to just keep going. Naka. Well, in the notes, I wrote Naka about 14 times for each time of his name reference. But yeah, so they have that match, and they, he started to do the baby oil thing, and then he drops it, so it's serious time for him. And it does not go well for him. Moxley annihilates him essentially, which, I mean, it seems like it was an excuse to get him out there doing something so he could do his promo. And then before talking about, like, his promo, he put out something on Twitter where he was basically put out, I'm going to read it verbatim here. Mox beat up my best friend Kenny. I knew there'd be no way I could beat him, but it didn't matter. I had to do it for myself, not for Kenny. I didn't want the friendship just to be given. I wanted to deserve it. I lost the match, but somehow I don't feel too bad. So it's basically given a reason why he was taking it so seriously, and why he was punching above his weight class, so to say. But hopefully that gets a little more traction, maybe on, like, a being the elite or something like that. Because that gives you, like, a serious side to him. Well,
and from everything that I've seen about that character, I think he wanted, like, a comical type character, nothing to be too serious.
Well, but it's not bad to have a serious side that you can pull out for certain reasons or something. So just, it's character development. It's not always all fun and games. I just like the nuance of it. Now, hopefully, like, I follow Kenny Omega on Twitter because why not? And that's the only reason I saw it. So I wouldn't know it otherwise. But I'd like to see a follow-up with that to to help the character out, because that adds a dimension to him.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but I mean, there's really nothing to talk about from the match, right? I mean, it was Moxley hitting the paradigm shift, essentially.
I mean, they portrayed Moxley as just a beast, and
well, I mean, he's much bigger than him. I mean, no one expected it. It was basically a squash match or an enhancement match, whatever you want to call it. And then Moxley decided to run down the locker room and call them all cowards, essentially. Although he did put Omega over, talking about respecting him because he was willing to go to battle with him in that
step in his playground,
right,
or his yard,
so
as the big dog would say.
Yes. Did you see the picture of the mascot that Baron Corbin brought out?
No.
Speaking of the big dog, you're missing out.
I'll have to go.
That's one of the highlights of SmackDown. One of the two things that I looked for. Because I was like, what are they talking about? And I saw it. I thought it was hilarious. But yeah, so he runs him down. But I like where hard fought match. You put your opponent over in that regards to make it seem meaningful in some way. So there's something there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was expecting someone to show up immediately to challenge him, but that didn't happen.
No, I think they, and actually I like that, because I mean, realistically, if you're going for realism, realistically, someone would be, I got you,
Yeah, you'd have it'd be rare for that to happen that way. So all right, so we move on to we got the Dark Order and Jurassic Express.
Okay, yeah.
So I know you've not been a fan of Dark Order. And I have been on the fence.
Yeah.
So, what was your hang-up with them?
Well, Evil Uno's mask. I don't know.
It's cheap.
I mean, because you look at the Lucha Brothers, their masks are awesome.
Well, that's their thing.
So you're saying that his thing is having an awful mask?
Well, I mean, that's just part of the character. I don't know them from when they were Super Smash Brothers.
I mean,
where they turned into Evil Uno and Kratos.
Yeah.
I assume that's the inspiration on that.
I guess, yeah.
That might be the first time that we rile up people. They're like, they don't even know what they're talking about. They're I'm sorry, I did not follow them. I knew they had some visa troubles at one time. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just never been a big fan of them.
Okay, so this match is so you get them, you get Marco Stunt and Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
Did anything stick out to you in the match?
Not really.
Yeah, I mean, it was a match back and forth. Dark Order getting the win was good for them.
I mean, the only thing I don't understand is, I don't understand why they keep... Because everyone loves Jungle Boy. Everyone loves Jurassic Express.
Everyone loves Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. And then people are very...
You think they're kind of still iffy on Marco?
Yes, I am, for sure. I feel like he's going to be like the John Cena, where you're going to have people who love him and people who just...
Yeah, I mean...
More than hate him, people will just go on Jim Cornette-style rants.
I mean, he doesn't bother me. I mean, I don't know. I think he has to be paired with a really good wrestler to make him look good.
I want to see him have, a singles match that... that's what I need. I need some kind of singles match from him.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want exactly, but I don't hate it. I don't have a problem with a smaller guy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean...
The whole flossing bit...
Because he reminds me a lot of Spike Dudley. That's what he reminds me of.
Which is totally fine, and you can do quite well doing that.
Yes.
No, but when he does the floss dance I hate that, because it just feels like... I don't know if this is going to make sense. It doesn't feel natural for him to do that.
Okay.
It seems like he's forcing himself to do it, and also it seems like for a wrestling audience, that's the biggest heel move you could possibly do.
Did you? Speaking of them, did you watch their eating with wrestlers or whatever?
I have been saving the room service.
Them.
Yeah. Have you watched it?
Yeah, I have. It's pretty good. It's funny. It's pretty good.
Okay.
It's all three of them. It's all three of them. Yeah.
Okay.
And Luchasaurus is still in his wrestling gear. It's weird.
What do you mean?
That's
how he looks.
Yes, I think that's what they're going for.
Yeah, it's funny. There are certain things, and again, this goes to the goodwill that AEW has right now.
Yeah.
If WWE gave me Luchasaurus, I would probably hate it.
Sure.
Like, there's a good chance. Now, it could be the way it's presented. But with this, it's kind of like tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
And I'm totally okay with it.
Agreed, yeah.
Now, the first time I saw Luchasaurus was on a Wrestle Circus.
Yeah.
Where him and Johnny Nitro or Johnny Mundo or Johnny Impact or whatever he's going by, like, they had a match, and Luchasaurus was still in, like, the bodysuit style.
Okay.
And I thought he was like a Kane ripoff, kind of.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, he said he kind of modeled some of the stuff he did after Kane, because Kane was a very effective big man in a mask.
Sure.
So it makes sense that that'd be someone you would emulate.
Yeah.
But, like, seeing him now, like, it's... I mean, he won me over by the end of that match that I saw, because it was really good. But, yeah, it was interesting, for sure, like, seeing how he's portrayed now.
Yeah.
I like the look and everything, so that's good.
Anyway, so get back to the match.
So Evil Uno, at the end, they win. He actually gets to talk finally. I think this is the first time they've said anything of significance.
Yeah.
Where he's trying to get Marco to join him, which gives them, like, the whole Dark Order.
Well,
like,
I wish
recruit.
Now, see, it'd be more interesting if the mask, when the mask is put on you, do you become one of the putty monsters?
I would assume so.
I mean, that would be an interesting way of going with it. Like, eventually they kidnap Marco and put the mask on,
and they have to rescue him.
Yes.
Well, it's funny because they get to that point, and Luchasaurus makes his return. And it was like going back to the 90s Saturday morning cartoons, Power Rangers.
Sure.
Because I felt like I was watching the Green Ranger show up and rescue everybody situation, where he was just, and he's using all the kicks. So, I mean, the only thing missing were sparks from the chest. If they add that in, I'm buying a t-shirt.
It cracked me up that Excalibur, when he did that leg, that roundhouse or whatever he did. He's like, he did a tail swipe with Siobhan. He's like, is that what they call that? A tail swipe?
I didn't catch that. I was too busy being like, this is fantastic.
Sure.
Like, I just loved it. It was ridiculous, but I was okay with it.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was... Well, the whole thing, I was just like, this is like a Saturday morning cartoon where the hero has showed up to rescue the day. So I imagine they might continue something with those. Hard to say.
I hope so.
Like, you'll get like the Jungle Boy and the Luchasaurus team, and they can beat them or something. I don't know.
I mean, I think I might be down with the Dark Order, the Jurassic Express feud or whatever. I mean, I think it might be good.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Dark Order in the sense, like, I like them in the ring; they're good.
Yeah,
but from a character standpoint, we're the group that have no idea what they did before that. Sure, I've seen almost nothing on them. Yeah. I'm much more inclined now, though, to go look at their old stuff and find a little bit more out about them for sure. Sure, which I can't be the only one who that was like, okay, now I'm interested in these guys. What's going on? Yeah, like, how did they get to where they are? So, all right, so we got to the triple threat match with Spears, Librarian, and Darby. Yeah. So, I expected nothing out of this, honestly.
Sadly, yes.
My assumption was that Darby would win. Yeah. But I wasn't sure how they were going to work it, and then Janela came out to continue the thing with Spears. Which is
good.
Well, that gives them both something to do. Yes. Sean Spears, like, we've talked about this, like, during the pay-per-view, feels like not quite, but real close to maybe a dropped ball. It's hard to say. Where his first thing was, like, the first significant thing he did was against Cody. Yeah. They gave him Tully. He lost. And then it was like...
Well, see, I often wonder that because they needed matches. Yeah. And that's before TV time, when he fought, or, attacked Cody. It almost kind of like everything he did against Cody is almost kind of like
in a different world,
because MJF is kind of stealing some of that thunder, right? That Spears has already done,
Yeah, they basically brought him in. It was like the old bring somebody in to fight Hogan. Yeah, and then they just kind of go away or start dancing.
So I don't know. I hope they do more with Spears.
I mean, they can build him back up though. Yeah. Giving him Janela to fight with, that should be pretty good. I saw a clip of, like, Janela doing, like, the undesirable to undeniable thing, where he's, like, screaming at a camera. Yeah. And the words he was saying was like, whatever, but, like, the intensity was good. Yeah. So it was like Ultimate Warrior, where it's like, I don't know, he's reading me like a blueberry pie recipe, but he's going to go kick somebody's... Like, just going to beat somebody. Like, whatever it is, he is into it. Sure. And that was good enough for me. So then you end up with the Librarian, Darby. Darby Allin is so fast. It reminds me kind of a WCW Rey Mysterio, like when he was smaller. Like the WWE, he'd gotten like a lot bigger muscularly. But it's just like the knee slides and into the flips. Like some of the stuff he does, it's like, wow, that's really quick, and it doesn't take me out of it as much. Where sometimes you'll see like the guys like they do the flips and that kind of stuff to transition to a hold or something. Yeah. But it's like, that was really slow. Why wouldn't they just punch in the back of the head? Sure. Some of the stuff Darby does, it's like, I don't think you'd have time to react. Yeah. Because you're not pretty good. But so he wins with the coffin drop. Mm-hmm. That move screams herniated disc to me one day.
I mean, yeah, it definitely looks like. I think it's a move somewhere down the road he'll probably change, because I think
I'm just glad he's not doing it on the ring apron anymore. It hurt me to watch. Yeah. I know in the indie feds that he was in or wherever he was, he had like this weird tie-up style package move. Mm-hmm. And I guess the story was he wasn't big enough for some of the guys, so he had to out-technique them essentially. Sure. So I'd be interested to see if something like that comes into play, because it was like a weird figure 4 cloverleaf thing. Yeah. Like jackknife pin or something is one of the ones I saw a few clips of him doing. Yeah. But yeah, so what do you think, before we get to the post-match where he says 4 words and makes the building go nuts? Yeah. What do you think of the build-up to Darby? Because you didn't know anything about him.
I did, yeah.
All right. I could see him being someone that you either like or you hate, but not being in the middle.
I was going to say, I think I'm kind of in the middle.
Really? I feel I don't hate him. From knowing you, it seems like you would be one or the other.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate him.
I'm into it because he's being built up. Yeah. Like Jericho, Jericho gave him a lot in the title match that he got. Yeah. And they did that tape spot, which is what he did with Moxley in the one match with the handcuffs. Yeah. Which made him look like $1 million. And then they give him the win here. He accepts Moxley's challenge for next week. Yeah. So with that, when we get to next, we'll go over the card they have so far for next week, but I have a question as to how generous Moxley is going to be with his pizza, and I'll explain what I mean by that. Okay. But we'll get to there. So they had the Nyla. I'm just going to drop that for right now, but so we got Nyla versus Danny. Nyla wins. Yeah. I wasn't into this. They did the alley interview. I think I was in the kitchen. Yeah. But then you got Brandy and Awesome Kong doing some voodoo stuff or something with collecting the hair. Sure. I'm interested in it because I'm
because the women's division needs something. So I think.
So they got something going on. Yeah. But you're correct. I feel like it needs something. I'm not drawn into it very well. So
maybe the voodoo witch doctor thing that they're going for, I guess.
Maybe they're going to summon somebody. I don't know. But. So, all right. So, yeah, there's not much to that.
At first, I thought what they were going to do with it, I thought it was going to be more ridiculous than what it was going to be. I thought what it was going to be is, Brandy, does some kind of enchant or something, and, she becomes Awesome Kong. I thought it was going to be, Incredible Hulk type thing.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I thought that's where they were going to go with it. I was like, no, that would be too
If they hadn't debuted Awesome Kong, they went with that for a while.
Sure.
But, because they could have done it where, do all the voodoo stuff or the witch doctory stuff that she was doing, and then she comes out billed as Brandy but as Awesome Kong. Yeah. And people are like, what? To where people start buying it, and then eventually, finally, you catch them together, and it was just oh man, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think they.
Spike Dudley comes out as Brock Lesnar. Something like that. He
starts charging up like Goku or something.
Yeah, you just hear there's always they just use smoke and mirrors to make it seem like we don't know what's happening.
Now that would be an angle people would they will actually hate or they will actually love. I don't know.
I would love it. It's ridiculous and I'm okay with it.
Anyway.
All right, so we got the Jericho MGF thing.
Yeah. Which people said, I guess, mimicked the best friends angle with him and Kevin Owens, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, there were a few comparisons.
I didn't really watch a lot of that.
Someone compare Jericho now, because he's always doing different gimmicks, so to say, or characters. This is actually WCW Jericho grown up.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I could kind of see that almost like child actor who's mostly got it together, but has moments of slipping into just being a pain in the butt.
Sure.
So I could buy that if that's actually if one day he comes out and says that's what he's going for after the person said that. Yeah. was like, okay, I could
sure.
kind of see that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the real big thing is MJF kind of explains what he was doing.
Yeah.
Some people were saying that he joined the Inner Circle.
I don't think he did. I think they just kind of made an uneasy element.
They're on the same team, basically. Yeah. They just don't like Cody.
Yeah,
because there was something like Bleacher Report put out that he joined it, and then I couldn't find it, so I don't know if that got retracted.
Oh.
And someone was just off. Either way, but he's got Wardlow finally shows up, and his tie is also the same as MJF's scarf.
Yes.
I didn't notice the first time through, and then I saw that, and I was like, oh, that is an excellent touch. Now, it makes sense that MJF is not going to deal with somebody who is not at least at his level.
Sure.
Some regards.
Yeah.
So that'll give him his muscle or his bodyguard kind of thing, which will be good. I'm sure Cody will have to go through him.
Yeah.
And the way things are going, I'm sure Cody will make that guy look pretty good.
Sure.
Hopefully. I mean, I'm surprised that I've enjoyed Cody's stuff as much as I have, because like, from in-ring, he's totally fine, like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But he's not someone where I'm like, I'm not, like, expecting Dean Malenko stuff out of him.
Sure.
But his matches always have a good story to them so far, and it gives me that, like, more old-school feel, where it's more relying on the match telling a story.
Well, it's funny, because I read a lot of forums and everything where people criticize Cody, like, because he's getting himself over because he's the vice president or whatever. The fans want him over. Fans want him to be this generation's Dusty Rhodes, Hulk Hogan, whatever.
If you put any of the elite in a different federation, if you threw them into NXT or WWE, and they were losing like they are, people would be furious.
Sure,
I think, because I can't believe they're doing this to him to send a message or something. So anywhere else, for the most part, you'd be booking those guys pretty strong.
Sure,
but they've made I feel like for the most part, short like Sean Spears, like. He was elevated, but then it kind of dropped him back to where he was, losing to Cody.
Yeah.
But everyone else, like him doing the match with Sammy, and like that was he beat him like at the last minute, but I thought he looked a lot better after that.
Sure.
I didn't know a lot about Sammy other than he reminds me of young Miz that I would want to punch, like based on the way he acts.
Yeah.
Cody did good with Darby. I thought that was super strong for him. So. I don't know.
Which I wonder if that's why they paired him with Chris Jericho, Sammy there. To kind of like, we need to fine tune your character here a little bit. Because I noticed they got rid of the panda outfit or whatever he had.
The panda. It reminded me of Nita from that Brawl Stars game on the phone.
Yeah,
but I mean, I dig the Inner Circle. I dig Jericho. I think that's fine. So
anyway,
but we got Pac and Page or Pac and Page. Revenge, I guess. I mean, it just seemed like a way to get heat back on him.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, technically, if you're going AEW, that was their rubber match.
Yeah.
If you're going where they had to fight the other one, then it wasn't the rubber match.
Sure.
I was still entertained by it. I like the viciousness of just kicking the crap out of him in the head when he was pretty much out, and still putting in your submission just because you're a jerk.
I wonder if that's just going to further the storyline of Hangman kind of not, I don't know, like he's losing it or...
Well, yeah, they're doing, it feels like there's a purpose to everything they're doing. Mm-hmm. So again, I'm willing to wait and see.
Sure.
Like, right now, a year from now, it might be like, what are these guys doing? But right now, they still have, it's the honeymoon period, so to say. So, yeah, I don't know. My guess would be that Pac moves on.
Yeah.
To something else.
I would assume.
Which I have a prediction, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
They had the brawl with. I wrote LAX here, but I know that's not it.
All proud and powerful.
Yes. Yeah. The problem is I was already using PP as the initials for Private Party.
Yes.
I'm not going to do P and P. So in my notes, it's always going to be LAX.
Gotcha.
And when I say it that way, that's why that's happening.
Gotcha.
So they had. Sting showed up Orange Cassidy mysteriously in the bathroom.
Yes.
I feel like he is a Sting-like character at this point.
Sure.
I'm real curious when they finally have him do a match.
Yeah.
How he's going to be presented.
Well, I mean, I think it would be fantastic when because I've seen wrestling matches where he does his sloth mentality, but then he gets to the point. He
turns it on.
He just becomes a psychopath and just starts.
Yeah, well, he had a match against David Starr. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that one where his mouth gets busted open?
Yeah.
Like and I was like, oh, okay, that was the one I saw. Then I was like, okay, I get this. I like this.
Yeah,
it's good. But yeah, man, people give him a match against Marco Stunt. There you go. You want to make half the world angry and the other half ecstatic. Okay.
So...
But, yeah, to get to... Sorry, I got to pull my note back up here.
Yeah.
So basically LA, Proud and Powerful, took out the Bucks, obliterated them. Private Party got involved in something that isn't their business.
Sure.
Which I believe Ortiz might have been screaming at them over and over. So I might be conditioned to be on their side, but he makes a valid point.
Yeah.
He's also a genius, as we learned at Full Gear.
Yes.
But yeah, so we end up getting to the main event. Jericho and Sammy against SCU.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having never seen SCU, I'm still entertained by their entrance.
Yeah.
I don't know how you're right. The Scorpio Sky, my takeaway from every time I see him, because I'm still fairly new to watching him.
Yeah,
surprises me how smooth he is.
See,
he feels like someone who's going to be a big deal,
and that's what I wonder. I mean, I think if he left SCU and became his own dude, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I like him.
Yeah.
Christopher Daniels, I've always been kind of with. Sometimes I like him, sometimes I don't.
Right.
The other guy, I don't really remember him that much.
Kazarian?
Yeah. Because I know he was in WWE there for a little bit. Right?
There was a weird time period for them. I didn't follow him a ton.
Yeah.
I was always into Christopher Daniels. Fallen Angel, I thought was a cool gimmick.
Sure.
And all that stuff. But, Scorpio Sky sticks out to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could do a New Day thing pretty easily.
Sure.
Where he does his singles thing. That's fine. But with this one, the match it was a good match, but it's pretty standard. I'm not expecting the people involved in that to give me the worst match of the year.
Do you think he should have rolled up Chris Jericho? Or do you think he should have rolled up with Sammy?
I think, this is my opinion, and this goes to what I was talking about, the pizza party earlier.
Yeah.
So when Jericho fought Darby Allin.
Yeah.
So if we're looking at wrestling accolades as meals, let's say, Jericho is coming into that match against Darby Allin pretty full. Okay. He's had quite the career.
Yeah.
Currently sitting in front of him, he has a pizza.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure he could have, when it came to that match, given Darby a slice of pizza and took the rest for himself. Basically saying he could have stomped him into the ground and it'd been over. Mm-hmm. Or he could have been generous with the pizza and went 50-50 and made it mostly competitive, but you weren't convinced that Jericho was maybe actually going to lose somehow.
Yeah.
And then, obviously I've watched wrestling enough, I don't expect Jericho to lose that match.
Yeah.
But even closer to the end, I almost thought, are they going to do something super ridiculous here? Are they going to... So in that case, I'm going to say Jericho gave him about 6 out of 8 slices of the pizza for that to build him up.
Yeah.
So I think Jericho did kind of the same thing with Scorpio Sky here.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, this might not be Jericho's decision. This could be Tony Khan's or a group decision or whatever. Yeah. But it seems like they're we're going to give, the whole way they built up Scorpio. He showed up into the tag tournament. He wrestled with one sock and shoe on, and
sure. I like the way that they handled Scorpio Sky, because I think he can be the future.
Yeah, no,
of AEW.
I mean, he's intense. He speaks well.
Mm-hmm.
On the being the elite, I'm entertained by him.
Sure.
But yeah, I think this, it was giving him not a meaningless win because of the way they're handling it. But yeah, they did the big surprise win over Jericho.
Yeah.
Jericho freaked out about it, which someone did a side-by-side of him being on Nitro.
I've seen that,
that convinced me that the person who was is he just going to be Jericho grown up?
Yeah.
I was all right. But yeah, I'm okay with it, because Jericho had to lose eventually.
Sure.
This isn't the same as when they did Bo Dallas, who had an undefeated streak, and just unceremoniously lost to, I think it was R-Truth, just on a nothing match.
Yeah.
I mean, they built this one up kind of. They're the tag champs. They should be able to beat these two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it doesn't make Jericho worse. He got caught in a small package, is how I feel about it.
Yes.
But it is a big win for
the
Scorpio.
Most devastating move in all wrestling.
you gotta watch it. But yeah, so I thought that was good. But I think that Jericho's more than willing to be generous there, because that's fine. It also sets up something for Scorpio. It gives him a couple accolades to go on.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll go to rankings real quick here.
The power rankings.
Yes. So the official, there's a lot of ones on Reddit, but so for men, currently we're sitting at Pac, number 1, Cody, Paige, Mox, and Darby.
Okay.
So I mean that seems from going win-loss record, that seems pretty accurate to me.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anyone deconstruct what they think their system actually is.
Yeah.
To find out if there's like an actual math formula behind it.
Well, the only thing I go off of is what Cody said. He's like, it's kind of like college football.
Yeah, where strength of schedule, so to say, which I mean is fair. I mean that gives you a little bit of leeway for kind of finagling things if you need to.
Sure.
Where you're still following wins and loss, but you can make exceptions here and there.
Yeah.
So if like the Librarian all of a sudden beat Pac in a one-on-one match, you can make an argument for him to fight Jericho for some reason if you really wanted. Yeah. For the women, they got Britt, Sheeta, Emmy, Nyla, Allie.
What's her name?
Which one?
Sheeta.
Yeah.
She should be number one.
Again, like as we were saying, like I'm just not into the women's division currently.
I'm not really. There's not a lot of storylines going with it, but Britt Baker, I think she needs before she's thrusted back into the title picture.
Yeah,
I think she needs maybe a year of just kicking people's face for a little bit. I don't know. I don't know.
There's something just not clicking for me.
Yeah,
because I have no problem with women's wrestling, but I'm just not engaged by it for some reason. Like, there hasn't been a character that's really grabbed me to make me care too much. Mm-hmm. What can you do? So for tag teams, we got the Lucha Bros, Proud and Powerful. Mm-hmm. We got the Bucks, the Best Friends, and Dark Order.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I would expect.
Lucha Bros.
So then we got, for next week, they're doing LAX and Private Party.
Uh-huh.
I imagine that'll be entertaining. We got Not Matt Buck, which would be Nick. Going against Phoenix.
Really?
Yeah, they announced that because Matt is injured from the beatdown that he received.
Yeah.
So he won't be there. Is what they're going with. So he's just going to fight Phoenix.
Really?
So I'm pretty interested in that. I have never seen either of the Bucks in a singles match that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
And I've seen a little bit of Phoenix here and there, but the way that guy moves is
Phoenix
impressive.
Phoenix is awesome.
So I'm excited to see that.
Yeah.
And then we got Mox and Darby, which this goes to the pizza party thing. Do you think that Moxley, obviously it may not be his decision, but from a storytelling point, is he going to end up being generous with his pizza? Or is he going to just kick Darby in the stomach and paradigm shift and that's it?
I think it'll be a close match because that one match you were talking about where he handcuffs him.
Yeah.
And it was a close match, but Moxley wins. I think it'll...
Same thing, where he's going to make him look good.
Yeah.
I think that...
I don't think it's going to be a squash match by any means.
Right. Now, I think regardless of the outcome, I think he's going to look better for it.
Yeah.
And again, like, it's telling the story that he's almost there. I can see that leading to him switching to, like, that... the tie-up maneuver for a pin or whatever.
Yeah.
So we got that. I think also, though, that Pac is going to cost Moxley the match somehow.
Okay.
Because Moxley walked out on him and cost him the blemish on his record at the time.
Okay.
Seems like that's the kind of thing that they might actually keep up from a storytelling standpoint to wrap that up. Give those two a feud, which would be... I imagine those guys just beating the crap out of each other, which I'm not going to complain about. Their draw match, like, that was good.
Yeah.
So they have unsettled business there.
Did you see the behind the scenes where I guess the Young Bucks and
where Moxley's just sitting on the table
watching
it,
and they use the thing where some men just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah, he shows up in some of the backstage stuff just sitting there.
Yeah.
So there's going to come a day where he'll do some funny stuff, I'm sure, on Being the Elite or something. Sure. But as it is now, I don't think he wants to do anything that's not fairly serious.
Sure.
Like, I think he's trying to get he's clearly pretty unhappy about his direction.
Well, I mean, but I think that builds a character right there, because, I mean, a character like that...
It makes sense that he
would love chaos.
Yes. So we didn't touch on this earlier. Like, you were not a fan of Dean Ambrose.
No, I didn't like Dean Ambrose.
I liked Ambrose because I knew what Moxley was capable of.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the John Moxley from AEW and New Japan versus?
Oh, I mean, I like John Moxley now.
Okay.
Dean Ambrose, I hated.
Interest.
I think John Moxley would agree with me on that.
If those two fought, it would not go well for Dean Ambrose, I don't think.
Yes.
So we got all that. The only other wrestling news, let's see here. My notes are: I fell asleep during Raw and just read results. I fell asleep during SmackDown and just read results. I then found out about the Miz TV segment.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan and Bray and Miz and everything. That's real good. Pretty intense from Daniel Bryan. Talking about mental instability and explaining why he seems to be split persona, kind of.
Yeah.
And then how Bray Wyatt is the same, where they're both embracing it, kind of. Something along those lines. I love that Miz and Daniel Bryan just continually do not like each other, no matter what side of the fence they're on. I think that's great. So there was one complaint I saw where, like, at the end, all of a sudden, this is like, and there you have it for the title match, these two. And people are like, well, that doesn't make any sense, but Miz does not like Daniel Bryan. He's seen what The Fiend does to people. I'm sure he's ecstatic. That's why, in my mind, that's why he would be so happy to announce that all of a sudden. It's like, oh, this is good. Like, just rubbing his, like, I can't wait to see this dude get wrecked.
The only other wrestling that I watched besides AEW this week, I watched a little short clip, 83 weeks on YouTube.
Okay, that's
with Eric Bischoff, and they were talking about the angle where Macho Man and Kevin Nash were fighting each other, and the white Hummer came, and crashed into it, and they was asking, Conrad was asking, so everyone asked all the time, who was driving the white limousine, and then Bischoff just says somebody's name. He's like, yeah. But who was the wrestler going to be?
Yeah, like what was the story to it?
And Bischoff, he just says there was no angle. He's like, we were just he's like, there was really no payoff there. He's like, we were just
needs
showing the Macho Man basically was a genius as far as setting Kevin Nash up. That was pretty much it.
That is a letdown.
Yes, that's what Conrad said too. He's like, that's.
How do you do something like that without having a plan? Like the Austin getting ran over, because they were talking about that on the Bruce Pritchard one.
Yeah.
Like Austin getting ran over. Like, was it always going to be Rikishi or whatever?
Yeah.
But you knew there was going to be one day the driver was going to come up, assuming WWE didn't go out of business.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we'll wait for however long.
Yeah.
I did it for you. I did it for The Rock. Still one of the biggest letdowns to me ever.
Sure.
But what can you do? Let's see here. So yeah, not a lot of other stuff. I need to watch Power. Like, I want to get into NWA.
Yeah.
I love the old school. I love that style though, because it takes me back to being little.
Yeah, I mean, it very much feels like I'm back in the '80s watching wrestling.
So I want to get into it. I just haven't had the time.
Yeah.
So I'll try to get caught up on that. Yeah. So all right. So now, if we had a bumper, it'd probably be like 8-bit MIDI sounds to go to gaming real quick.
Yes.
So
going to the gaming part.
The biggest thing that happened recently, we play a lot of Blizzard games, just so people are aware. We did not turn to Riot to teach them a lesson over the China thing and go with a company that's fully funded by China. So we try to, I don't know, like, I'm aware of that stuff, but I'm not going to let it dictate too much on that one.
Sure.
They also went back on all the drama with that. If you're not aware of it, it doesn't even matter at this point. Like, it's forgotten.
Yeah.
Like what they did, like that whole thing. So you can look into that. But so pretty much the only game I've played is Hearthstone introduced Battlegrounds, which is one of those auto battlers similar to the Auto Chess, the Dota Underlords or whatever it's called. And then, I believe League has Teamfight Tactics.
Okay.
So if you've ever played any of those, the Hearthstone version is similar.
I've been meaning to check it out. I've been playing Classic and Retail.
Yeah, so basically, like with that, if like I care about Hearthstone characters and stuff more than the other stuff. I've tried those. I didn't get into them. It feels like the Hearthstone version is a little bit quicker. Like time-wise, it's like 15-20 minutes versus what feels like the entirety of my life. Like, time slows to a crawl, and I can't do anything because I have to wait for the next round. Basically, you pick cards pretty much like each round. You have like a little currency thing that builds up like the mana does in Hearthstone. And then they automatically fight. You possession them kind of like a chessboard, where left side of your board always attacks first, and then it goes to the far side. So they have like the Scavenging Hyena, like where it grows when beasts die. They have a couple different versions of that, where you can like build a bigger minion. If you get 3 of a kind, you can combine them and you get a more powerful version. And then it's basically just 8 versus 8, and you just keep going until somebody wins. They have like a kind of like a ranking system where you get points for wins and losses. So you lose, you drop points.
So
it's, if you're into one of those things, like that's all I've played. I haven't logged into Classic or anything else for that matter.
I'll have to try it. Yeah, I've been doing the stupid rep grind of unlocking flying in retail. I don't know why I care, but there's just something about it that
you need it.
I need it. I need to unlock it. So
well, anytime you play an old character,
yeah.
Now, I'm curious when they do the level squish for Shadowlands, which is coming out, where Sylvanas has just owned Bolvar.
Sure.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
Who would have saw that coming? That's crazy stuff. So, yeah, if you don't play Warcraft, we're not going to take because we're running super long anyway.
Yeah.
We're not going to take time to explain too much of this stuff. It's pretty common stuff or easy to find if you're interested in it. Let's see here. So, has there been any game you've seen, the Star Wars The Fallen Order that came out?
That looks neat.
All right.
The Goose game. I want to try that one.
Okay, I keep seeing stuff about Goose. We also have the Live Your Life Like a Goose thing from the old days. I figure we should just keep that.
Sure.
But now we have like a goose that we can imagine as a mascot if we do that. But were you interested in the Fallen Order? Because that's obviously the big talk. I have not had time to play it either. So what I did was I went on to Steam. Because their reviews are reliable and very balanced.
Okay.
So I picked a couple of those that are negative and positive.
Okay.
To kind of go over here. So basically, we're going to review reviews.
Okay.
Our inspiration for this is taken from Asmongold reacting to other people reacting to his reaction of them, which is brilliant. So we'll see if we can't get something like that.
All right.
Let's see here. So the top 2 reviews is what I was going for. So one of the first reviews was 25 hours played. That was the most time when I was doing this last night. That was the longest anyone's played that did a review. Okay. So, game's a great gaming experience. Also, like, they're very happy with the cinematics as well. They kind of give the combat as difficult to master, but once you get the hang of it, it's a lot better.
Yeah.
And then the game is also canon, so everything that happens is true to the lore of Star Wars. You gotta love it. Okay. So this person liked it pretty well.
Okay.
Next person had and that person had 25 hours. Well, I'm sorry, 23 and a half hours played at that point.
Okay.
There's a guy with 21 hours who gave it an 8 out of 10, he said.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of the things he mentions in this is, ignore negative posts complaining about the main character. He says that it's kids complaining that they couldn't buy the game.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. But he also said that if someone claims they beat it in 8 to 10 hours, they didn't watch any cutscenes or explore anything at all. So that kind of pulled that solely because of that part where he's talking about the length of time to beat it. Because that comes up in a couple of the negative reviews. So the overall score, negative versus positive. There's 2,441 positive, 255 negative.
Okay.
So, 5%, or 5 times 5, whatever.
Yeah.
For negative, this guy had done 14 hours. He completed the campaign after 14 hours. Played a majority of it on Jedi Knight difficulty, which is the second easiest.
Yeah.
But dropped it to easiest for a few boss battles because he couldn't get the hang of the combat.
Yeah.
So one guy did mention. So.
I heard the boss battles and everything is kind of like Dark Souls-ish
right.
a little bit. Yeah.
Well, and he's saying that he was too impatient to fully learn it, so he's he's saying it's not a knock on the combat, but
it's just going to be most gamers, I think.
Right. His issue with it was it felt way too short because it's $60, and he's saying it was about 14 hours for the campaign.
Yeah. Okay.
So it seems like, and that's why I pulled the other guy where he said
so
it.
Basically,
so he played it a fair length of time and did some of the side stuff clearly based on timing. It would sound like, unless he just spammed one boss over and over, hoping for the same result without learning the combat. It's hard to say there.
Yeah.
But if he had gotten it on Xbox and there was achievement scores, stuff like that. But it seems like his issue is there's not really a lot of replayability, and for 14 or 11 hours or something like that. Just the cost is his issue with it.
I would agree with that.
So that seems like a pretty fair thumbs down. And then there's one guy who pointed out he bought it in Steam so he didn't have to deal with Origins. Mm-hmm. Guess what? You'll still have to log into Origins. I have not verified that.
Yeah.
But I would assume that it would be strange to me to make that up. But maybe that shows my naivety to the internet. And then this one I just laughed at. This guy played about 13 hours. The game has the depth of a paddling pool in the complexity of a one-block Rubik's Cube. So, he basically said, like, the first cutscene is the best thing about the game.
Yeah.
So just go to YouTube and save yourself $60. I'm paraphrasing a lot there, but that was more what I was hoping for with the negative reviews. Okay. So, but, yeah.
I mean, I've thought about buying it. I got burnt on the last Star Wars game.
There's a lot of that going with Star Wars currently. It's a...
Oh, what? It's a great transition here to
The Mandalorian.
Mandalorian for our TV entertainment section here. It's awesome.
I have not watched it yet. It is
awesome.
I want to.
Yeah.
Is it Boba Fett? I literally have heard nothing about it. I saw Mandalorian and I was like, are they going to tell the story of Boba Fett somehow?
So I'm not going to spoil anything because I honestly believe I mean, it's really good. It's better than the movies.
Does it feel like the not 1 through 3 trilogy, but the original trilogy? Like, does it feel like that as far as the movie goes, or?
Yeah, because far as like the mystery of it,
yeah,
you don't know what's going on. You don't know who the Mandalorian is, right. Even after 2 episodes. You still don't, I mean, he's a bounty hunter,
right? So he could be Boba Fett.
I don't think he is, but anyway, he could be. I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know. If you like westerns, it very much is like a western.
But set in the Star Wars galaxy?
Yeah, set in the Star Wars galaxy.
That makes me more interested.
It is.
For sure.
I was... If someone actually did a review about it and said it's actually it's called Fistful of Credits because it's like Fistful of Dollars. It reminded me of a Clint Eastwood type movie. Okay,
and I would assume the Mandalorian is playing the...
Yes.
He
the
silent...
Yeah, he I don't think he's... I don't think... Well, he does talk, but he doesn't talk.
I saw like a photo of where it was like, oh, guns are my religion or something like that.
Yes. And I think this might be the first actor that's portrayed a character does not take the helmet off. The helmet stays on.
Well, the guy in the second Judge Dredd.
It's true. Remake. Yes. That's true.
Which, if anyone is interested in that, I forget which episode. I think we got it in the notes for one of the old ones.
Yeah.
We talked way more about Judge Dredd than I ever thought we would.
The second Judge Dredd, have you seen that movie?
Yeah, the one where they go in the building, right?
Yes.
Yeah, with the one chick, like, I can't remember the
Carl. Well, his name's Carl Urban, I think.
Right, but it was him and the trainee judge, basically. Yeah. But he was like super by the book and all that.
Another great movie right there.
I liked that one.
Yeah.
I thought the ending... I'll not spoil it. Normally I would just spoil it because it's pretty old.
It's been out for a while.
But on if there is some bizarre chance that someone's like, wait, I didn't know they made the second Judge Dredd movie after Stallone, who took his helmet off every chance he got.
It doesn't end well for Cersei's. Cersei.
Well, you wouldn't expect it to end well for anyone in a Judge Dredd anything, I wouldn't hope, based on the comic. Yeah. But so that'll make me...
So I would recommend go out and get Disney Plus tonight. It's for an entire year, $68.
I wish there was a way we could get all these different networks on one kind of network that I could watch on my TV, like just like cabled all together or something.
Yes,
like that's where it's like we've gone the opposite.
Yeah,
I worked with a guy. Well, you worked with him too at the warehouse place we were at.
Yeah,
where one time we were doing a process change, and he was like, this feels like we're going opposite. It feels like if we started here, we'd be trying to go the other way.
Sure.
Like, that's how I almost feel at this point. With the thing is, like, cable prices got so high and there's so much junk on that it's like, I just want to watch what I want.
Yeah.
It's still probably cheaper. I could, for under $50 versus paying 90-something for cable. Mm-hmm. Like, even at this point, it's still better. But before long, now you're adding Disney, where they're going to have stuff where I want to watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I don't begrudge anyone who pirates shows because I don't really care.
Yeah,
but I usually don't because it's more work than I really want to put into it.
Yeah,
which is sad. Now, if other people want to pirate it and give it to me, then bravo. But I'm not going to do it myself.
Yeah,
it's like the same reason like I don't go out and get the ROMs for the regular NES.
Sure,
like, they're so hard to find now.
Yeah,
like I guess Nintendo brought the hammer down.
And
now it's like I was looking at the retro machine at Micro Center the other day. I was like, I could just go to the flea market.
Sure.
Do we have anything else? Because I had a brilliant thought about a flea market.
No, I think we need to wrap it up. Yep. We're kind of going along here.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. How much do you think? So, in our area, I mean, we've mentioned before, kind of our area, there's 2 flea markets. You got the Trader's World and the Treasure Isles.
Okay.
You know how you can rent out like a movie theater for a private party?
It's true, yeah.
How much do you think it would cost to rent out a flea market and get all the people to show up so you're the only one at the flea market? Because you'd have to pay everyone to be there.
Sure.
If I ever win like $1 billion lottery,
so if you're
having a private.
So if you become Bruce Wayne,
yes.
You're renting out a flea market.
Yes, but it will be authentic where everyone is there. Gotcha. So I can ignore 95% of the booths, look at the action figure and the video game ones, and be left in peace.
Sure. It's like, flea market's closed today. Ross has bought it.
I know, it's going to be on a Friday, too. It's a day they're not normally open.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, so I think we're done.
Yeah.
That's kind of the pilot. We'll probably trim the wrestling. We got a little.
I think we need to trim the wrestling down.
A little more in detail than we thought, but there was stuff to talk about. So yeah, we can definitely work on that, and then we'll split more time into the gaming because we're interested in that too.
Go out and watch Mandalorian.
Yes.
Now.
I might do that.
Turn this off right now.
Right now? All right, but yeah, so we got the AOP Podcast. That's Twitter and Gmail. So there you go. Live your life like a goose.
Whoa!
Goose noise, because we don't have the thing set up.